Hello and welcome to News Update today, reaching you from AFRICUNIA Television Studio, Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Deborah Ezeh, and many thanks for joining me. A news update today will begin from the African scene, where Africa's relations with all the respective regions across the world came under the limelight in the ongoing AU to EU summit in Brussels on Thursday. The President of the African Union Commission, Moussa Faki Mohamed, reiterated the need for the African continent to strengthen its bond with the European Union for better economic progress. The summit has brought together close to 40 leaders from different African countries as the EU is seeking to solidify its economic partners around the world amidst Russia and China's influence in Africa. And in Mali, politicians in Mali have begun to give their reactions to news of the decision of France to withdraw its troops from the West African nation over a breakdown in relations with the country's ruling junta after nearly 10 years of fighting a jihadist insurgents that still poses a major threat. The deployment has been fraught with problems for France. Of the 53 French soldiers killed, 7 in West African Sahel region, 48 died in Mali. Multiple obstructions by the military junta that took power in August 2020 meant the conditions were no longer in place to operate in Mali, said a statement signed by France and its African and European allies. And now in Nigeria, the federal government and People's Democratic Party on Thursday exchanged words over a report by the National Bureau of Statistics in which it was stated that Nigeria's gross domestic product grew by 3.4% in 2021, the highest in 7 years. The GDP report released by the National Bureau of Statistics on Thursday also shows that the economy weakened further in the fourth quarter of 2021, after recording a decline in the third quarter of last year. Specifically, the report revealed that the quarterly GDP growth fell to 3.98% in fourth quarter 2021 from the 4.03% and 5.01% recorded in third quarter and second quarter respectively. According to the findings, the annual rate of 3.4% is the highest the country has recorded in 7 years. Still on the African scene, in Morocco said Wednesday it will launch a nearly 10 billion dirham aid program to help its agriculture industry, which has been hit hard by a particularly acute drought in recent years. The emergency plan aims to mitigate the effect of delay in rainfall, to alleviate the impact on agricultural activity, and to provide assistance to the farmers and livestock breeders affected. The Royal Palace statement said in a statement, despite hopes of a reprieve from the drought, the national rainfall average is 75 mm, down to third compared to a normal season. And now we head to the foreign scene where hundreds of people were rescued from a ferry that caught fire between Greece and Italy in the early hours of Friday. The Coast Guard said 237 passengers and 51 crew members were on board the Italian-flagged Ferry Olympia, and most of them had boarded rescue vessels. There was no immediate effort or reports of deaths or injuries, authorities said. The evacuated passengers and crew were being taken to the port of Corfu, and at least 3 Coast Guard vessels and 1 Italian financial police vessel were involved in the rescue operation. And moving on, in Canada, Canadian police are poised to clear out Friday hundreds of truck drivers from Ottawa who have staged a 3-week-long protest against pandemic restriction that has crippled the capital and prompted Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to assume emergency powers for the first time in more than 50 years. The drivers, joined by thousands of demonstrators and some 400 vehicles, turned the streets around Parliament into a noisy party zone since first arriving on January 28th. In what has become one of the worst crises to hit Trudeau since he took power in 2015. And still on the foreign scene, pro-Russia rebels in Ukraine accused government forces of shelling a village on Friday, while Russian media reported more than infantry and tank units were returning to their bases, in contrast to Western fears of an imminent Russia invasion. For a second consecutive day, pro-Russian separatists, who has been at war with Ukraine for years, said they had come under mortar and artillery fire from Ukrainian forces. Kyiv and the rebels blamed each other for escalating tensions after artillery and mortar attack on Thursday, prompting fears that Russia, which has amassed more than 100,000 troops near Ukraine's border, could get involved. And finally, onto the sports scene, Barcelona was held 1-1 at home by Napoli in the first leg of their Europa League knockout stage playoff tie on Thursday. Barca dominated proceedings but found themselves a goal down to the Italian after Zielinski finished off a counter-attack in the 29th minute. Barca forward Ferran Torres equalized shortly before the hour mark from the penalty spot after the video assistant referee had spotted a very subtle Juan Jesus handball from Adama Traoré cross inside the area. And that's all from us on News Update today. Follow all our social media platforms on Jointon, Pangram, Instagram and Facebook respectively to stay up to date and connected to our news and other programs. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and leave a comment on the comment section for us. My name is Deborah Ezeh. Have a beautiful weekend.